If you're just joining us, we have been breaking down this incredible and dramatic, but certainly disturbing video of a police officer shooting at an unarmed man a total of 8 times. Our team of legal experts is weighing in on these moments that are so critical because broken down, they tell a different story than perhaps a very quick-moving phone video. HLN legal analyst Joey Jackson is still here. Former prosecutor Dan Shore is with me, and I'm also joined by law enforcement expert Dennis Rood, who has trained officers on the use of proper deadly force, meaning when it is appropriate and how to actually use that kind of force. I want to talk about what happened immediately after the shooting now, gentlemen, and if you'll permit me to roll this part of the video. This is once those 8 shots have been fired, you now see the actions of the officer. So as we go ahead, the officer has come over to the victim. He's already called in his issue to dispatch, and he's handcuffed Mr. Scott. He now runs back to the place of the initial confrontation where presumably the taser may be, if that is what flew off the back of his right hip. He leans down to pick something up. Obviously, this video is not perfect. It is as good as it gets, and many people have been very thankful for it because, but for this video, this may not have been as obvious a story. I tried to think of a circumstance where an officer might have to neutralize another dangerous situation, like a weapon that's left far away from him that someone else might be able to get. Is that a possibility here? Might the officer have thought, there's an active taser, I need to get it before I can do anything else so that the situation is contained?
Well, you're absolutely right that that could be a justification for securing a weapon, but you have to be able to articulate that there were people around, that it exposed them to unnecessary risk or the officer to unnecessary risk. And then on top of that, if it is just a taser weapon and it doesn't offer the dangers of a firearm, for example, and you're dealing with a subject that you've just shot, the preservation of the scene, the crime scene, also becomes paramount. So if there's not an immediate threat or risk, the retrieving of that weapon from over there is inappropriate because that's part of the crime scene. That has to be part of the evaluation of the scene in its totality.